could 2 months' salary last forever? A diamond is forever.
This is the kind of commercials you saw if you were getting married in the 20th century. For decades, De Beers poured millions of dollars into this marketing campaign with one goal in mind:
I love this man.
to make diamonds the currency of love.
Will you marry me?
Generations of men and women grew up believing that love was measured not in feelings, but in carats.
I want that rock.
The greater the cost, the more the love counted. Diamonds became the symbol of marriage, and De Beers grew into the biggest and most important diamond business in the world, posting record sales year after year after year.
The greatest ad campaign since time began. Something that's like from a James Bond movie, a diamond is forever.
So one day, everything changed.
Sales are down at the world's largest diamond company, De Beers. Rough gem sales fell 57%.
Suddenly, the billion-dollar narrative fell on its face.
I'm a bit worried about that, sir.
People stopped buying ridiculously expensive diamonds. De Beers went from record profits to record loss. The market collapsed, and the diamond world changed forever. But what happened? I'm a jeweler down here in Miami's jewelry district. I've been in the business for over 10 years. And since I first started all the way until today, a lot has changed. And let me explain to you why. Here, we have two exact rings. They're the same diamond, the same material, same carat, same size. But the one on the left costs about $40,000, and the one on the right costs about $5,000. Why? Because the one on the left was dug up and this one was made in a lab. You are physically looking at the reason why De Beers prices are crumbling. You no longer have to spend 3 months of salary to get that special someone their dream stone. So how much should you spend on an engagement ring? What is a lab diamond? What is a natural diamond? What are the differences between the two? Where should I go to actually buy an engagement ring? All these questions and many more I'm going to answer in this video right now. If you are in the market for an engagement ring, you found the right place. Welcome to the ultimate guide to buying an engagement ring. And the best part is I'm going to actually show you the entire process of how we create one and finish one from scratch. Follow along, let's go. So let's start from the very beginning, the inception of how a ring is made. Question number one, what design should I choose? It's very important for you to choose what type of cut you want the main stone to be. There are very popular ones like the round cut, that's the one you see more often. Of course, there's a radiant cut, which has a little bit more square. There's an azure, there's an emerald, there's a teardrop. There's so many of them. So first, choose what cut you want that center stone, and then you build the ring around it. Remember, do not buy a ring style based on what you like. The ring is not for you. The ring is for your special someone. If that person rocks a lot of dainty type of jewelry, make sure not to over exaggerate with something huge. Look at the jewelry they already have and make sure that the flow of their jewelry matches their style. In this case, we're making a ring with a beautiful radiant cut basket, which is the cut of the stone that's going here in the center, and a bunch of other baguettes that go around it. This is what the client wants. There's plenty more options. Do the research before you make the final decision. Question number two, what material should I use to make the ring itself? Now, there's a couple of options for you. Of course, gold, and that comes in rose, white, and yellow gold. Then, of course, there's platinum. That usually only comes in a white base metal. That is strictly up to whatever kind of jewelry your partner already has. The last thing you want to do is to have a gold chain, gold earrings, all yellow gold, and then a rose gold band. Look at what they already have, then choose the color appropriately. In this particular case, this customer wants white gold. We're about to cast this into the white gold itself. Follow me so you can see what the process looks like. Question number three, what size should I get? This one's an easy one. Go on Amazon and buy a ring size cone. These are gonna slide down when you have the ring size, that's where it stops. Buy one and use one of their old rings to find out exactly what size they are. Now, here's the casting. We're gonna go finish it right now and make it come alive. The process of casting is an ancient one. Basically, you grab the wax version of the shape that you're looking for and put it into a tube filled up with resin. Then you burn off that resin, pop it into an oven, burn the wax inside, and what's left is a perfect vacuum hole in the resin of the shape that you want. Then you simply grab that cylinder with the vacuum, melt gold, and shoot it inside. The gold is going to take the shape of whatever vacuum is inside. Once that process is finished and the cylinder cools down, you insert it into the water and out comes the exact shape that you were looking for. So here's what the ring looks like after casting. It's beautifully done in white gold, and this is the main basket where the big diamond is going to sit in. And in this particular case, we have the stone right here, which of course is a beautiful segue into the question number 4. Should I buy lab or should I buy natural diamonds? What are the differences between the two? Can you tell the difference? Is a lab diamond even a real diamond? The difference between lab diamond and natural diamond is 0. They are both chemically and optically the exact same stone. What is a diamond? It's just 9.999% carbon. And whether it's made in a lab or whether it's dug up from under the ground, it's the exact same thing. The only question you should be asking yourself is what sort of value you give to each stone. Are you more of an environmentally friendly? You want something that's sustainable? Or do you want something that took thousands and thousands of years to make? It's something that nature made? Ask yourself that question. Is it important to me that something was either made in a lab or not? Of course, there's the value aspect of it. One is going to be a lot more money than the other one. In this particular case, it's a 4-carat radiant cut lab grown diamond. Say this stone was natural, in the same type of quality, in the same type of cut, you're looking at something that's over $120,000. In this particular case, because this is lab, you're looking at around $5,000 or $6,000, depending on where you purchase it from. Now, the main differences between this and a natural are 0. I'll give you guys a perfect example. Ice, whether it's created on top of a mountain or in your refrigerator, it's the exact same thing. It's still gonna cool your drink down. Think of a lab diamond exactly the same way. If you want an even more in-depth answer to that question, we made a video about it. We actually went to India. Check it out. It's very, very interesting, and you can learn a lot about lab diamonds and how they're actually made. And of course, if they're both the same, then my suggestion would be go with the lab diamond. It gives you a lot more versatility and a lot more budget when it comes to adding certain design elements. You can put more diamonds in different places. It just gives you a lot more flexibility overall, which of course is question number 5. How much money should I be spending on my engagement ring? Let's get something clear very quickly. You do not have to spend 3 months' salary. That is an old gimmick by De Beers. The game has changed completely. My recommendation, buy something that's moderate. There's a lot better ways to spend your money, especially when you are about to embark on a brand new relationship, than something like a ring. A lot of people have this preconceived notion that if I don't spend thousands and thousands of dollars, then that means I don't love my spouse. That's a load of crap. Spend what you can afford. Spend the money right, and look for alternative options. There are other stones that don't necessarily cost as much that look just as beautiful. Don't overspend. Don't fall into that marketing scam. You don't need to spend 3 months of your salary. That is for damn sure. This customer chose lab diamond, which gives us a little bit more flexibility on what we wanted to do with the design. We're gonna put diamonds everywhere that we could possibly fit them. And now that it's casted, let's give it to the jeweler and actually make it come alive. Of course, let's talk about the famous one, the 4 C's. Question number 6. What the hell are the 4 C's? Let's start with number 1. Of course, cut, which is the most important one. It's how good they cut the stone. The second one is clarity. In other words, how many little stifling pieces of carbon are inside the stone. Then, of course, there's carat, a way to measure how much weight it has. And finally, the color. What is the color? Does it have no color at all, or does it have a slightly brownish, yellowish tint to it? Now, the most important part to know about this is how you grade the diamond. This is how we give value to the diamond. Obviously, the better the cut, the clarity, the carat, and the more weight it has, the higher the price. Now, here is the paraphrasing. All of them really don't matter as much as the cut. Cut is very important because it brings the shine out in the diamond itself. You can have something that doesn't necessarily have the best clarity or the best color, but if it's cut perfect, it's gonna catch light no matter where it is, so you give the illusion of a much more expensive stone without paying so much for it. So please focus on cut more than anything. The second one is going to be the color of the stone, because you don't want something to have a yellowish tint. Now, clarity doesn't have as much value of it because most stones that you're going to buy for an engagement ring are going to be under the 2-carat stone weight. The smaller the stone, the less noticeable the little imperfections. Of course, the final one is the weight. Go with a 1.5 to a 2 on the higher end, 0.75 to a 1-carat stone on the normal end. All in all, I can go on for about an hour, but just focus on the cut and focus on the color. If you're gonna go lab, most labs are already gonna come with outstanding cuts and outstanding clarity. So you don't have to worry about so much of the 4 C's when you go with lab. That's another big advantage of it. Of course, the price is gonna be good too. Question number 7, does certification matter? Of course, we already spoke about the 4 C's, but there are 2 main companies that certify that everything that the jeweler is saying is exactly true. The biggest one, of course, is GIA, Gemology Institute of America. They're located in New York, and they have the most prestige. They usually grade anything that's in natural. For anything lab diamond, they have IGI. They're the most reputable ones. Now, what do these things even matter? They matter for the resale or for peace of mind. So let's say you go down to a jewelry store, you buy a 4-carat natural diamond, and the price is $120,000. Now, you can go ahead and just believe the person that is telling you this, or you could say, hey, let me have the certification. Now, bigger stones are usually always going to have certifications because, again, they help that peace of mind and secure the deal for these big ticket items. But you don't necessarily need it. Remember, buy the jewelry store, don't buy the piece. Trust that where you're going has a nice reputation. They have plenty of Google reviews, and they give you what they're saying that they're going to give you. Is it a deal breaker for me personally? No, I don't really think that every single stone should be certified, but if it gives you that peace of mind, do it. Now, there's a second part to this, which of course is the resale value. Because you have that certification, they're able to know exactly what the grade of that diamond is. So it does add some value to it. Not by much. Don't think it's a deal breaker or anything like that. Don't get so hell bent on it. It's like a watch when they ask me, should it have box and papers? I say, get the best value stone, get the best value watch, rather than the certification that comes with it. Question number 8, where should I actually go to buy an engagement ring? And does the jeweler even matter? Yes, they definitely do. So avoid the very big time names because their premiums are gonna be much higher than a mom and pop jeweler. Go with someone local. They're gonna give you a better deal for sure. However, make sure that what they're selling you is true. You could even get it verified once you leave their store by another jeweler. Also, things like certification, what we just spoke about. Ultimately, make sure you are doing your homework on the person that you're purchasing it from. Now, online retailers, that's the tricky part because you're not really looking at the stone. That one, do an extra layer of homework. Buy the jeweler, don't buy the stone. It's just a recommendation I do because at the end of the day, this diamond industry is shady. It's so important for you to buy the jeweler, not the stone. It's pivotal. That was the entire process of how we made that ring come alive. It came out stunning. Now, this last question that I'm going to be talking about is a question that I left for the very end because it's a bit grim. What kind of resale value should I be expecting when I purchase either a natural or a lab diamond? Let me break this down because I know it's a little sad to talk about if things go wrong, but we are all realists here and we know that it might potentially happen. So let's just air the room and talk about it once and for all. If you buy a natural diamond, you are going to be expecting big losses. Most of the time, it's anywhere from 80 to 90% of the original value of the ring. So if you bought something for $20,000, only expect to resell it for about $3,000 to $4,000. A lab diamond, you lose all of it other than the value of the gold band or the ring itself. So say you buy a $100,000 ring. When you go to resell it, someone is only gonna give you about 20, maybe if you're lucky, 25%. So overall, you lost around $75,000. In a lab diamond, you're spending about $10,000 for that ring, but you're gonna lose all of it. But in the end, if you do the math, what more do you want to lose? $80,000 of $100,000 or all of your $10,000? In lab, you're going to lose a lot less. So think about that before you make the decision on which one you wanna go with. I hope this guide, you found value in it. Maybe you still have some more questions that I haven't answered. Drop a comment down below or reach out to us at gusvillajewelry.com. Of course, if you're also in the market for an engagement ring, we create engagement rings from scratch. We have some that are already made. And if you want to talk about your idea, please let us know. Give us a call or shoot us an email. We answer all inquiries within 24 hours. Don't hesitate in asking any questions to the jeweler that you choose. And as always, visit gusvillajewelry.com for all of your jewelry needs. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Holla.